Raptors hold on to clinch the second seed. The Raptors faced off against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are the current holder of the 8th seed in the Western Conference. But since the bubble started, the Grizzlies have not looked good, and I believe they have 1 win and 5 losses now. And you know what? They played hard today, and you can see why they won that one game. But they just don't have the consistency from the young guys to put together a win. And the Raptors bounced back and got a good win today, but you know what? It was not as pretty as you thought. The Raptors, they struggled, honestly, closing this game out. They were up by 16 points, almost 20 points in this game, and then they just couldn't put them away and allowed the Grizzlies to get back into the game. And that's one of the main problems the Raptors have right now, is closing games. And the lead dwindled down to like about 5 points in the fourth quarter before Pascal Siakam hit some huge threes back to back. After struggling in the first few games in the bubble, Pascal Siakam bounced back huge in this one, 26 points, and he hit multiple threes in this one, none bigger than the 2 that he hit to close out the game. One, a step back 3, knocked it down in the defender's face, and then the last one on the side, almost on the baseline, he hits another 3 off the pass, deep as well, shot right over his guy. And that's all the Raptors needed before Fred VanVleet got a key steal, which led to the run out, and the Raptors got some free throws and iced the game after that. But this game was close. Some bright spots in this game. Pascal Siakam, of course. Another one I gotta say is Norman Powell. Norman Powell came out ready to score. Quick 5-0 run from him as soon as he got into the game. He was aggressive. He was scoring the basketball. He put the ball on the ground. He got a slam dunk in this one, in this game as well. But in this game, OG Anunoby just couldn't hit any open threes to save his life. Couldn't score around the rim. It really looked like OG regressed in this game. Didn't really have that pop in his step that he had in the first few games. And Serge Ibaka came back to life. A strong double-double from him. Hit a 3, which is huge for Serge Ibaka's confidence, because if he hesitates, the Raptors' offense becomes stagnant. He's got to take the threes that come to him, and the pick and roll, he's got to attack that. He did a couple good pump fakes and knocked down some step-in jumpers, which is nice to see. He attacked the offensive glass, which is huge for the Raptors down the stretch. They needed those extra possessions. But you know what? Let's get back to the main takeaways from this game. First off, the Raptors have got to do a better job starting off games. The first quarter today, the Raptors shot the ball poorly, and you know what? They only scored 20 points. 20 points for the Raptor team in a quarter is below average. If you guys didn't know, they're a high-scoring team, and they can't be starting off slow. Second, the fourth quarter, they got to close out better. That was just shameless that the Raptors did let the lead down to 5 points, and they got bailed out by Pascal Siakam. Can't have that. Gotta be better. And honestly, they just gotta have better consistency with their offense and their defense when the fourth quarter rolls around, because better teams are not gonna let you come back and let them come back and not take over those games, because then the momentum's already on their side, and you've already seen a couple comebacks this NBA bubble by some strong teams like the Boston Celtics. And you honestly just can't have any lapses in your defensive focus and your offensive toughness, because that's what's going to bite you in the playoffs, and the playoffs are right around the corner. Third, the Raptors' second and third quarter were fantastic. The defense was solid. The effort, everybody was flying around, covering for people. What the Raptors did better in this game compared to the Boston Celtics game was whenever there's a pick and roll and the driver, whoever had the ball in their hands, drove in using the pick, and then he had the defender on their hip, the extra defender from another matchup would come down and stop the drive. Therefore, they would either have to kick it out to that 3-point shooter, or they allow the defender that's on the hip to come back and cut off that drive as well. So you just close off, stop the ball there, keep the offense, they had to make a decision. And in this game, the Raptors did a great job of doing that. The Raptors went into this game thinking this is a team that's 8th in the NBA in terms of 3-point shooting. 8 from the bottom, sorry. And in this game, the Raptors made sure they double JV all game long, getting the ball out of JV's hands, and JV only scored 0 points in this game. So the Raptors completely took him out of it and forced JV to pass the ball, which he had a couple turnovers because Marcus Gasol kept tipping it. But the 3-point shooting from the Grizzlies to start off this game was great. They were just knocking it down. Grayson Allen with 4 threes. You had Ja Morant knocking down some threes. Dylan Brooks killed the Raptors today. If you guys didn't see that, he was just on fire. The Canadian kid, he was solid. And Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark was also solid. Another Canadian guy. He was good as well. So both those guys really did some real damage against the Raptors, especially with their quickness. They drew a lot of charges on the Raptors, which I'm going to be talking about later. But defensively, the Raptors did a great job of just locking down, preventing those drives, and letting them play on the perimeter more than playing on the paint. This is what the Boston Celtics did to us, and the Raptors did that to the Grizzlies today. So, you know what? You learn from your mistakes, and the Raptors implemented that in this game. Another thing I think the Raptors need to do better of is taking care of the basketball. This game was super sloppy. 25 turnovers is absolutely ridiculous. The Raptors are lucky they won this game. Any other team that the Raptors give up 25 turnovers, they're definitely losing. Especially some of these turnovers were just sloppy and unforced. They were just giving the ball away, some terrible passing, and unnecessary like behind the backs and stuff like that. Like those are the unnecessary turnovers, and the Raptors just didn't make a good use out of the possessions they had. They could have been way more efficient. Sometimes they got up in the air and just threw it to people's feet, and no one can catch those. Some backdoor cuts, people just didn't even grab the basketball. But you got to take care of the basketball, and especially in this one. Kyle Lowry, he had 9 turnovers in this game, and just trying to dissect each one of those turnovers. Tons of charges by the Raptors in this game. Tons of errant passes. Sometimes a pick and roll guy just didn't roll, and sometimes he just picked it off because it's too obvious of a pass. Just mistakes like that. But the Raptors had tons of charges in this game. They had back-to-back turnovers in the fourth quarter when the Raptors really needed a basket to put this game away. And against better teams, that's not going to work. Just so many mistakes in this game. Yet the Raptors won this game. Clinch the second seed, which is like you can take a breather and relax, knowing that you have that position. You're going to be facing a shittier team in the first round compared to being the third seed, of course. And there's no really home court, so that doesn't really matter. But you just want to face the worst of the two teams, either the 6th or the 7th in the first round, and then go from there. But another reason the Raptors had to win this game is because they have another game tomorrow night against the Milwaukee Bucks. It's a back-to-back, and I don't think the Raptors are going to play most of their starters. I think they're just going to rest them. And you know what? I think the Bucks are going to rest Giannis as well, because they don't really have any need to play any more games since they clinched first place as well. So the Raptors might just need to, breeze by that game. Team to get like a better grip of the basketball, take care of the possessions, and maybe just get a little bit of your rhythm back, especially Terrence Davis and the bench guys. They need to step up a little bit more. Not used to them scoring just 5-6 points all the time. Honestly, if each of them scored 5 points, that'd be nice, but combined they're scoring like 5-6 points. Today was Matt Thomas, who dropped in 2 threes off the curls, which was nice to see. He's got to shoot the basketball more when he's on the court, and he did a great job tonight. Terrence Davis and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, not much impact from both those guys. No steals, no dynamic spark plays, none of that. So Nick Nurse had to keep a tight rotation, let those 8-7 guys play again and again, and keep the minutes low going forward into that Bucks game. But other than that, Nick Nurse did a great job of just changing the momentum and trying to keep the guys afloat while winning this basketball game. It's a struggle right now. Guys are not in rhythm. Siakam did have a good offensive output, but no rebounds from him. The Raptors got destroyed on the glass. Brooks and Ja Morant and Grayson Allen and Brandon Clark, all 4 of those guys did a great job in just attacking the Raptors. They really put Norman Powell and Serge Ibaka in the pick and roll again and again and again, and the Raptors really didn't know how to defend that initially until they sent down the third defender and cut off the driving lane. But the Raptors got to do a better job at contesting the threes, rebounding the basketball, and finishing off defensive possessions and scoring on the offensive end in the crunch time, because you can't have your offense stall in the fourth quarter, especially when this is exactly what happened. The Grizzlies started switching everything, and the Raptors couldn't take advantage of the mismatches, whether it was Ibaka, Marcus Gasol, Pascal Siakam, Lowry, VanVleet. You gotta do a better job of exploiting the matchups that you have. The big guy on the small guy, or the small guy defending the big guy. You gotta take advantage of your mismatches and get some easy baskets, because otherwise they can just keep you switching again and again and again. Exactly what the Boston Celtics did to us. It's going to lead to some isolations, but you're going to need to score in those isolations and really make them pay, and then make them double you, and then you can kick it out and start your team basketball all over again. Extra passing and open shots. But other than that, the Raptors clinched the second seed. Huge. Raptors really needed it. A good win that the Raptors needed. Now to just improve on all the things that I've talked about. And you know what? Hopefully Pascal Siakam keeps this fire going. A efficient game from him. VanVleet was solid. Lowry got to improve. Serge Ibaka was good. Gasol was okay. And Norman was good as well. So a little bit of a up and down, but that's solid. I'll take that for now. Otherwise, guys, I'll check you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the Raptors Wrap Up. Peace.